Okay, so I decided to do a video response to the first chapter of Johnson's book and how it relates to the things we've been going over in our class. Obviously, one of the most recent things that we've been going over is the idea of lateral thinking, and this goes pretty well with Johnson's idea of the adjacent possible. And one way you can kind of put those together is, he gives us the example of being in a room with 4 entryways and exit ways, being in this one room, and you can go to each different room, kind of like with the chair project. For example, I had a storm chair, and one of the ideas that I could come off with that was that it was elemental, and another one was powerful or violent, like a violent storm. And then from there, you can combine both of those ideas to get a brand new idea, and in there is another chair that you didn't have the idea of just from coming from the storm. Another way you can look at this idea of adjacent possible is with his idea of multiple, being that he gave several examples of multiple scientists reaching the same conclusions about the same period of time, but doing it independently, so it's an individual breakthrough. And you can think of it the same way with in concordance with the adjacent possible being. There's 4 rooms, and there's 4 rooms you can go through now, but everyone else with the access to the same amount of technology is in those 4 rooms. And as technology grows, you get more access to more rooms. And you get closer and closer to this idea room that you want to be in. And eventually you get to this room here, where you're next to the idea, but you don't have the idea yet. And you have it, and everyone else with the same amount of technology has that. But since you're not the only one that has this path and is right next to it, then this door right here is not only able to be opened by you, but is able to be opened by other people that have the same amount of access. And this also goes well with the idea of the creative circle that we talked about in lecture yesterday. So you have the circle and the 8 ideas of purpose, point of view, assumption, implication, data, inference, concept, and problem. And he talked a lot about how you go for different examples, like he did anger, love, business. He did something else, but it's totally dropped from my head right now. But you go through and you start here and you work your way around this circle until you get here. But the fact that it's a circle shows that this is not only the end, but, well, it is the end. It's the end of your problem. You've discovered the solution to your problem. You have opened or found that door that will lead you to the next door, so that now you can walk through. But when you get here, you find that there's 3 more doors, 3 more problems that you can apply the same thing to. So rather than just being one loop, it's a continual circle that continues on. And actually, the more, if you think about it like this, the more solutions you have, the more questions you're going to have. Because for each solution, there's 3 questions. So obviously, as you continue that, you're never going to be able to catch up. And that's kind of the idea that Johnson is going over with his first chapter. He obviously gives several examples of different types of inventions being created, and how he used the Apollo and the carbon dioxide issue. There was the with the carbon, getting rid of the carbon dioxide so that the crew members could return safely. And he gave, towards the beginning, he gave the example of the incubation system. And yeah, that pretty much shows that the adjacent, possible, and multiple ideas of Johnson and his first chapters is pretty much in line with the lateral thinking and the critical wheel that we've been going over recently in school. So we're on track. All right.